shivers a little bit.
California grow, yeah. California grow. Me and the boys doing all we know. Yeah, there's nothing quite like this place that I call home. California grow, yeah. California grow.
All right, it's Rough Notes and Casual Thoughts with your host.
Radio version.
Yeah, with your host. Let's both look that way. John Cassidy. And here he comes. What an entrance, right?
No
We'd say,
camera.
well, no, the cameras
is a
are
camera.
on.
The monitor's
monitor's not on because.
I look so good today, though.
Well, you and Chuck just kept adjusting your hair and
Well-
everything. I told him turn it off.
So what's the weekend? We got this wonderful Memorial Day weekend. So where was I? I had to stop and I got caught in traffic. I picked up a tomahawk steak at Country Butcher.
What?
Have you ever? Oh my! And he's got Wagyu steaks now, New York's and ribeyes. Oh my word!
I have said this before, and I'm going to say it again. John Cassidy needs to have not just menu items named after him. He needs to have Cassidy's Cafe.
Oh, okay. I like that.
You know what I mean?
I like that.
You know, I did a radio program where it sounded like we were at a restaurant.
All right, okay.
So we did all the background stuff for it. Anyway, we called it the Sunset Grill. And people actually thought it existed.
Of course.
And so they would call.
So here's what we're going to do, Mr. Fischetti with spaghetti.
All right.
We're going to do, I'll talk to Tony. I'll see her tonight. We got an event over. And by the way, Chuck Smith, good to see you.
Yeah,
It is the radio version,
Always
yes.
good, yeah.
And Kurt Baird, good to see you. And welcome everybody to another edition of Rough Notes and Casual something
Who
or other.
sponsors this mess?
Oh, that would be Kim Mata and the wonderful folks over at The Brick. But let's do this. I'll get Tony to commit to, since it's a City Cafe, we'll call it the Cassidy Cafe one night. We'll do a fundraiser on a Tuesday night for 93Q, right? And we'll get some menu items. We'll have some fun with that. Maybe
All right,
towards the end of the summer.
You better go, or they're not that expensive. Get a neon plug-in sign that says Cassidy Cafe.
We'll get it. We'll do it.
I've seen it.
We'll do
oh,
it.
yeah.
And then we'll do a little fundraiser. We'll bring Virgil in for some music. We'll get Brian and Kevin. We'll make it a nice end of the summer kind of thing. What do you think?
Yeah, and I can give.
There's got to be some used neon signs from some red light district somewhere.
So can we get Bob's mom's Fischetti with spaghetti recipe as part of that night?
I can do that. I can find out who their cook is over there, their chef.
Yeah.
And then just
Great chef.
Give him the recipe.
Let's fill the place up. Let's make it an end of the summer party on a Tuesday night. The normal nights that they're closed at the City Cafe, we'll call it the Cassidy Cafe that night, and we'll raise some money for a fundraiser for the 93Q nonprofit radio station and rock and roll. Because frankly, Kurt needs a new hat. That 93Q hat's getting a little old. So yeah.
Well, we need to find a violinist.
We have a violinist.
That during the
Ika.
whole. Okay, so during the course of the whole
she'll
thing,
crank it.
They play the Godfather theme and stuff.
Ika will do, and we'll get the piano player from Orville, her counterpart there. He's great. He's incredible. They're
They don't
incredible.
have a piano anymore.
Well, he brings it.
Welcome to Rough Notes and Casual Thoughts, an event planning show.
Event planning show. Sorry about that, Chuck.
This is a
there are
special
important things
event
that
plan.
Yeah, there
Well,
are.
you started out right about creating a fun cafe.
Yeah.
Our daughter won a Nickelodeon magazine contest for creating a restaurant.
I love that.
Write it down. Yeah. The Cannibal City Cafe.
Cannibal City Cafe.
Finger foods, baby back ribs, and such. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Crazy.
No, I was with her in the store when she actually opened up the magazine and found out she won. She jumped, up in the air about 2 feet.
Unbelievable.
She's about 8, 9. Yeah.
Unbelievable. By the way, I do want to mention a couple Yuba College notes, if I can throw that out there as we're in Rough Notes and Casual Thoughts. I did pop out to Yuba College for a special event yesterday. It was very interesting. They had 2 gentlemen, and Bob, you'll appreciate this, and Kurt with your ex-military service. So they just recently retired from the Ukrainian military. They were fighters for 3 years. One of them got wounded. and now they're setting up veterans programs in the country of Ukraine for the returning soldiers, and hopefully when the war ends here soon, they want a robust veterans program because they have basically their entire male population drafted into the military, throughout this crisis, this war with Russia, and it was very interesting to hear their perspectives on the world. Here's something I didn't know or understand, but most of the Russian military ground forces are conscripted men from basically the hinterlands, from the outlying areas outside of St. Petersburg and and Moscow and the big cities. They're basically agrarian farming type folks who live with very meager means, and this is a way for them to generate some income. When they came into cities, when they took cities inside Ukraine, when they take them, these soldiers who have never seen indoor plumbing steal the toilets to take them back because they have all they do is they live with outhouses throughout their lives. Now this is 2000. Kurt, remind me, this is 2026, and the majority of the Russian ground troops have never seen an indoor toilet.
Wow.
And they basically, when they come into the cities, one of their priorities is they steal and they detach and take all the plumbing and that they can get and all the toilets, so they can take them back and build indoor plumbing when they go back to their homes. Is that incredible?
They need to rename that war the Commode Wars.
Oh, there you go.
You know?
Yeah, but is that...
Yeah.
Had you ever heard that? I mean, when you were in the service, Kurt and Bob, did you go looking for toilets to take home?
No, but it was very odd to be in foreign countries that were so impoverished. Same thing when I was a missionary. That men,
People have no idea.
Yeah, I've slept on dirt floors. You know.
Now, there's a certain Yuba Water Agency employee who actually sat on Saddam Hussein's toilet.
Oh, that's right.
In the Green Zone.
That's correct.
Yes. But,
That was a little different style of toilet. That was a golden toilet. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Where did that end up? I know there's a story behind that, right? They actually took that. Yeah, it ended up somewhere. I can't remember what the story. I'll have to look that up at some point. But I want to thank Tawny Dotson, a fellow Rotarian with Mr. Smith here. From the community. Tawny, unfortunately, we are going to lose her as the president of Yuba College after 6 incredible years. She's done a fantastic job out there of upgrading the college and enhancing it. We still have a long way to go, but she has done an unprecedented amount of work reconnecting the community to Yuba College and just getting that facility in much better shape. And she got an opportunity of a lifetime to go down to Mount San Jacinto, which is one of the biggest and continuing fastest growing community colleges in the nation. And it's outside of Temecula. We wish her all the best. She'll be working through, I believe, the end of June. And we're going to miss Tawny a lot. But Tawny put that together with Rotarians from Portland, Oregon. These two gentlemen flew. The getting out of Ukraine was quite an ordeal on a train, and then flying from, I believe, Krakow, Poland to Portland, and then they're studying some programs up there, and then the veterans programs here at Yuba College are so robust that they wanted to come down and see how that was put together. So very interesting gentlemen, and obviously have been through a lot. Pretty cool stuff.
Wow.
Yeah, so you never know the forms that education takes on different campuses. That was quite an education for me. So thank you, President Dotson, Yuba College, for putting that together. That was quite an event to hear those stories and talk to those gentlemen. So with that said, Memorial Day, speaking of military and commemorating soldiers and fallen soldiers, it's a big deal this weekend. A lot of celebrations going on.
Yeah, I tell people, as a vet, I appreciate greatly when people thank me for my service. I was part of the guys that came back, and it was an unpopular war.
You're talking about Vietnam.
Yeah, and unfortunately, they turned it into the military was unpopular. We weren't unpopular.
You're just doing your job.
Right?
Yep.
And so there's been a real shift in that. But I tell people, Memorial Day is not for those of us that came home. It's for the ones that didn't come
Correct.
home. And out at Calvary Christian Center, they have an incredible It's called A Grateful Nation Remembers. And it's just an incredible program. And I don't know how many years they've been doing it. I had them on the air, but it's a great way to honor that. They have a mock, I forget what they call it, of the Vietnam Wall. You can actually get
Etchings
off it. And then they also have everyone that has fallen from the War on Terror. So they've added the names to that. But yeah, it's just a great opportunity, to remember that freedom's not free, and what we enjoy, a very small percentage of our population goes in the military. I was kind of amazed. We don't have a draft, so if people are going in, they're going in willingly and voluntarily. And for the first time in a very long time, recruiters are not having to worry about any quotas. So there's been a real turn in that thinking of going in and supporting the country for doing that. So, and every soldier that does that, when you sign that paper, you sign everything. And so there is a great honor in that. But for the fallen soldiers, those are the ones that, to me, I appreciate what I have because of what they gave.
Yeah. Oh, no doubt about it. Yep. Folks, this is Rough Notes and Casual Thoughts, radio version. And by the way, talk about your column. You had an interesting article in your column this week, as Chuck appears every Saturday, or his article appears, Rough Notes and Casual Thoughts, every Saturday in the Appeal Democrat. And talk about Mr. Burke, because that was, I thought,
Yuba City's
William Burke, pretty incredible story about the fire chief, the first fire chief in Yuba City.
Well, he was the first full-time fire chief.
Full-time,
yeah,
correct.
They had people sharing that responsibility over the years, but it was 1964 when they hired their first one. And William Burke, who passed away at age 102 last month, was the first full-time fire chief of Yuba City, and he was basically, in his career, I want to say, professionalized the force here to a much greater degree. He was big on training, big on safety. He and the fire chief in Marysville by the name of Miller, they started the program out at Yuba College to train firefighters. And so it was, you could tell in his very first year, he asked for and received, I want to say 60% more in the fire budget. So this obviously was a time when the council thought, it was necessary.
Well, the interesting thing, too, is about you go through the cascading population growth of Yuba City, and I thought it was very interesting. I think when he started, there was 8,000 or 11,000. I can't remember the number
in the city. Yeah.
In '64, there was 12,000, and by the time he died, there was 70,000.
Right,
Bob. That's a lot of population growth.
That's a lot of growth. And we're still growing.
We are.
This whole area is still growing. I love it.
And he pointed out in an article, when he retired, he pointed out that we have the same number of fires, but we have this explosive growth.
Right.
So we did a good job educating people about.
Yep.
So he was really big on fire education, what you could do in the home.
Yep. And you also mentioned your column. In fact, Joe Caraway's coming to the event tonight. We're having kind of the update of what's going on in Yuba City and Sutter County. Want to thank Steve Smith and CAO at Sutter County and Robert Bendorf, the city manager for Yuba City, for keeping the information flowing to the community. It's going to be another great meeting tonight on that subject. But you talked about Joe Caraway, the new reporter, doing the story and Ray Bowden on Beeman Hill. I remember that day, as you do. Bob, I'm sure you remember that event.
Linda's son was there.
Yes, I remember.
One of the students, yeah.
Yep. It was quite a shocking afternoon when the shooting occurred at Lyndhurst High School. I'm not going to mention the shooter's name. I don't want to give that person any more publicity. But obviously a dramatic event, Bob, that happened in our community. And yeah, I remember Beeman as a little kid, and I know Joe very well over the years. I I'll stop banging the table. Thank you, Kurt Baird. If you give me a bagpipe, Kurt, I won't bang the table. But yeah, that was. I know Joe's been honoring his memory. Beeman was and that smile, that picture on the front page of the Appeal Democrat on May 14th of Beeman is exactly what you saw when he walked in. I saw him from pretty much the time he was born, and coming in the branch when I worked at Great Western Bank, now Chase, there in Marysville for a number of years. And Joe would come in and bring him in. That kid was always had a smile on his face, and I'll never forget that day. That was one incredible moment in Yuba Sutter history.
You talk about when Beeman stepped in front of the bullet to save somebody,
Yep.
push somebody out of the way.
Yep.
Yeah.
You know, sometimes we forget these stories, but they're part of the very fabric of where we live. And you know, and I realize the bad side, right? Like you said, I'm not even going to mention the guy's name. But when we get to hear the good side, that somebody was willing, right, to risk their own life on behalf of somebody else, you're just like, okay, this is the kind of community I live in.
Yep.
Not the community of the shooter, but the community of the persons that constantly stand up for the rest of us. You know,
and
very
to,
grateful.
to that point, you know, obviously Beeman represents the best of what a Yuba Sutter is. He stepped in front of the bullet as a young man to save another student, which is just incredible. And no surprise, that kid he had a soul. But this community represents a lot of really, really good things, and we have our challenges like all others. But that was a pretty intense moment in time in this community, but we've obviously learned from it, hopefully, and move forward. So,
how long ago was that?
16 years, I believe.
It was 92.
92?
Long time ago. Yeah.
Yeah, that was right
Actually,
before
longer
I
than
moved
that.
up
I'm
here.
sorry. Way longer than that. That's 26, and can I add, 34 years ago? Yeah. Sorry about that.
It didn't get the national attention that it might have had it not been for something was going on down in L.A.
I think it was during the riots. Yeah, it was during the riots.
the riots,
yeah.
Yep.
And there was some, also some industrialist who's was kidnapped or something, and they were searching for him. I remember
there was a lot of stuff going on.
There was actually a show created about that, about how that event at Lyndhurst got, you know, in the national media because of so much else was going on.
Well, that was the first kind of big national school shooting, if I recall, at the time that got the publicity that it did. Pretty crazy. Yeah. All right, let's move on to some niceties. Bob Fischetti, the Freebirds. I guess we should probably, when we talk about the Freebirds, we should probably have a little intro from Freebird, but we don't have a board operative that's awake yet. He's still working on his bagpipe music.
Nothing about the song.
Kurt Baird.
So,
anyway.
I just want to mention two things. If you haven't been to Bryan Field, you need to go. It's that different. Really well done. And the teams last night were it was a great game, even though our Freebirds dropped their home opener 10-6. But great baseball, home runs. It was just exciting.
Great baseball, great
field
crowd.
Stuff, yeah. And I met a gentleman, and I asked Todd, his name is Donald Wakamatsu. And I met him, and I thought, what a great guy. Now, the story he told me was he actually started in the Pioneer League.
Wow.
When it was different. Now he's, ahead. But listen to this. He's been a player, a scout, coach, and a manager. He was drafted in the 11th round of the 1985 Major League Baseball draft by the Cincinnati Reds. He played as a catcher in Major League Baseball for the Chicago White Sox, served as a bench coach on the Texas Rangers from 2018 to 2021. He was hired as bench coach for the Kansas City Royals.
That's right, the Royals.
For the 2014 season. He was manager of the Seattle Mariners for the 2009 season, as well as the majority of 2010.
I was going to say he managed the Mariners. That's what I recall. He had his most success, if I remember.
Yeah, well, he's got a World Series ring, and then he was Toronto Blue Jays bench coach for 2011, 2012. And then during the 2013 season, he worked as a scout for the New York Yankees. I mean, this guy.
Yeah, he's the real deal.
Yeah, and what a nice guy. So he came in. We had a chance pregame to interview him and talk to him. But his whole thing is he was retired, and they pulled him out of retirement. And he said the only reason he came out is for player development. He wants to see these young men get their chance, right? Just an incredible guy. So Todd and I both, I think we're going to get him. We want him to come on. So a couple of the innings tonight, he'll come on and work with Todd, who's our play-by-play. And I just am amazed. I love baseball. I'm not a stats guy. Other people are, right? I mean, some people can tell you a player's stats forever. I just tell you, when I like a player, I like him.
Well, I'll tell you,
my favorite all-time player, bar none, Bob Gibson.
Bob Gibson. You don't make him mad. And like Dusty always tells me, Baker, when we went to take his first at bat against Bob Gibson, Hank Aaron told him, do not look at him. If you get a hit, do not look at him. If you get a home run, do not look at him. Do not stare at him.
That's it.
He will blink you.
You will pay for it.
Oh, yeah.
He was a warrior on the mound, man. I read his book. Just a great
He was
man.
a Golden Gloves champion as well.
Yeah,
man was a man-child. Hey, by the way, Tyler Johnson, our good friend and photographer extraordinaire locally here, and videographer extraordinaire, and amazing guitarist with Fish and Chips, took this picture last night, I guess with the drone, obviously, not with a helicopter.
Yeah.
Overlook from center field, looking back over the buttes of the ballpark. There you are.
I mean, second row behind.
There you go. Yeah, but Chuck, what are you doing with your finger? Never mind. I don't want to know. Not my bit. But yeah, beautiful photograph of Bryant Field and the Freebirds. Opening night. That's awesome. And the Pioneer League, by the way, so many interesting aspects. You talked about the former manager of the Mariners and great baseball career. Amy Gutierrez is one of the general managers of the team Amy Gutierrez for 15 years during the Giants run. Yeah. She was probably there last night. During the Giants run, the 3 World Series in 5 years, she was the locker room, pre-game, halftime, or end of game reporter that would interview all the players. And UC Davis graduated, in fact, our good friend Scott Marsh, and her husband has been the Raiders beat writer for the Chronicle for a long time. Anyway, she's one of the general managers of the.
So she comes out, and she didn't introduce herself. She asked who we were.
Okay.
And I said yes. I didn't know who she was. I never heard of her. And so I go
glad
home.
I could bring you up to date, Bob.
Well,
yeah.
I'm not. My wife's a major Giants fan. So when I told her,
your wife's
I met
be
this
mad.
gal, Amy G, and she was like, "Oh, Amy G." She knew exactly who it was. I think it's funny, but that was a great game.
Your wife would have a reason to dislike the manager of the visiting Long Beach team.
Yeah.
Giants fans remember Troy Percival.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
When Anaheim beat the Giants.
Don't bring this up again.
In the World Series.
We don't want to talk about that.
I'm just saying.
You're going to make Dusty feel bad. You're going to make me feel bad.
We're going to get a call from Patty any minute.
Just saying.
Chuck, that's the series that we should have won.
We're just trying to get more interest in this.
Thanks a lot, Chuck. Thanks for bringing the show down, Chuck. Thank you.
I want to back up to first impressions.
Okay.
About the Freebirds. The color
it's
scheme.
Yes.
To me, like Miami Dolphinish.
Well, it's kind of like the Miami Marlins. They have those kind of uniforms. So it's multicolored, very flavorful. Is that the right term?
Part of the uniform reminded me of the Astros when they were in the National League.
Like you're looking at the Baskin-Robbins Choices of Ice Cream, that kind of look? Yeah, kind of.
I thought it looked like you're looking at a 58 two-tone Chevy.
Oh, there you go. I like that.
It's that color.
I like that.
Color, but the color is awesome, actually.
I think it's turquoise.
And it's going to be fun to see those hats. Downtown.
You know, Kurt Baird's wearing a hat, and I know Mr. Fischetti has something he has to do at the top of every half hour.
Oh, that's right. You're listening to KETQ 93.3 FM, LPFM. Yuba City.
And I understand there's plenty of Freebird tickets available for this week.
Yes,
right?
and I have to tell you, we got so busy doing interviews, and normally, we get food up in the booth, but we got to eat before we go on, right? It's, right then you can. And so we didn't get to. So my grandson was running the board, and we got in a break, and I told him, go down and get us something to eat because the line was long. So he got us a cheesesteak. Oh, my gosh, folks. I'm just telling you, the food.
So it's not a Philly cheesesteak, it's a Mary's cheesesteak, Marysville cheesesteak.
Just awesome food. Awesome. The fries were great.
Oh, my God.
Gosh.
I'm getting hungry now.
And I went around and shot video last night, and there was people everywhere, and Willie the chicken was having a great time.
He was.
And the new taco bar was full.
Yeah,
And so people were really enjoying that.
They can sit down there. It's a big deck, and they're on the first base line. And right behind them is where the bullpen is for the pitchers and the batting cages. Yeah, great addition. And I do want to mention this: at the other side, the visitor side, they have put in a kids area. Yeah, something for everybody.
Well, as I told Lon Hadamia and Jamie. When they first wanted to talk about bringing baseball, the best baseball it's ever been in, that played in that stadium. And I told Jake this. So Jamie and Jake and Lon Hadamia, part of the ownership group, those three, not only the team but the league. I told them that Marysville would eventually be the better location than Oakland for a team in that league. And what you're talking about, Kurt, and what you're talking about, Bob, the items, and Chuck isn't talking about it because he probably ate everything over there and he's too tired to talk. But so many great choices, and the stadium.
I had a hot dog.
You had a hot dog.
Linda had chicken.
Did you have mustard on that hot dog?
Yeah.
Okay.
Just mustard's a big thing in our family.
I like that. I knew that. So all I'm going to say is that if you want to experience MLB affiliated baseball for real, this is the season to do it. New uniforms, new players, new management. The facility has never been better because it had to be, because it has to meet MLB standards. And the food and the ambiance and the service, my hat's off to Lon, Jamie, Jake, the whole management team, Harrison over there at the Freebirds. And I haven't stumbled and said the old name yet. I probably will, but I haven't. I know Bob did earlier, but I'm not going to do that. Congrats to everybody. Congrats to the city of Marysville for working with these incredible folks that have invested so much money to bring literally top flight. And I'm telling you, they're going to be the story of the Pioneer League going forward. Are the Freebirds. And
they let us know. I talked to some of them on the owners group, and they said they're not done. They've invested a lot of money. Virgil Atkins told me he went out there this year and actually leveled that field.
Correct.
They rebuilt the pitcher's mound. I mean, it's just, if you haven't been, you got to go.
It's incredible.
Question, did they raise the height of the net?
Yes, they raised it 10 feet all the way around.
Didn't work on the second batter.
Hey, these
home run.
If you like seeing the ball fly out of a ballpark, you want to be entertained, go see the Freebirds. Yes.
We were all excited.
Look, they hit 100. This franchise hit 160 home runs last year.
I know.
They, in every offensive category, they outplayed their opponents.
Amazing.
Up and down.
Okay, I have a question for both of you. I couldn't make the game last night. We had something at my grandkids' school. It's a big school week for stuff. Did they play Freebird?
No,
it's a controversy in the studio. Okay,
before the game they did.
Yeah, they just can't play the whole song. It's too long. So they
Freebird?
Part. Yeah, Freebird.
Depends on how much beer you've had. Come on, seriously? Too long. That song's been playing for decades.
Somebody asked me, they said, "Where's the beer?" And I was like, "What?" Because was that you?
Yes. Going back to first impressions. First impressions for the first 2 innings, I didn't see a beer in anybody's hand.
Wow.
Couldn't find a vending.
Hard to believe.
No, I didn't know it was stuck down in the right field.
You had to earn your
line.
beer. You had to
Yes.
walk to
You had
it.
to earn your beer.
I like it.
I really thought they should. They've got so much going on. Big kudos
They'll get it
out
right.
to Alex Jones, who does
Oh.
the field entertainment. That little girl killed it. She just.
Let
it's
me tell you,
amazing.
when I saw the videos of first of all, Alex is a precious commodity in this community. If you have not heard her sing,
Oh, yeah.
you haven't
Oh,
lived.
yeah.
She is amazing. When you get a chance to see her, she plays Sopatai every once in a while, other venues, but she's going to make a huge difference for that was a great hire by the Freebirds to
Yep.
bring. She is an amazing talent. She's got a smile that won't quit, and let me tell you, that's a big plus for the Freebird franchise right there.
She's
Alex is
fun.
phenomenal.
She's fun for it. So they had her out there with one of those guns that shoot T-shirts. And so somehow it only shot about 4 feet out of the end of the gun, right? It didn't work. So Harrison goes over and he's got it all fixed. The next one she put in the Fischetti Cove.
Oh, I like it.
I mean, that thing,
The
I don't know
Fischetti Cove.
what he did, but that thing went forever. And then another one landed on the roof of the press box. And I'm like, okay, so they were over there trying to help her aim it. But
Chuck,
what fun.
last week or the week before, we talked about the state of California having to, for unincorporated areas, is there a potential for a Fischetti Cove? Can we get official naming from a state agency on that?
Well,
or-
so this is a body. They do have jurisdiction over bodies of water, but it's unclear that if the body of water is entirely within the city limits of an incorporated city, whether
so it'd have to be a city
jurisdiction or
council
not.
decision on Fischetti Cove.
Yes, I'm just trying to count to 3 there, and I'm not sure it's.
Well, my
there.
boyhood hero Willie McCovey, McCovey Cove was named after Willie at the Giants Oracle Stadium. But I would like to see Fischetti Cove, especially considering there's a lot of dead fish that float in and around that cove. Once in a
So
while.
Todd Coonan, who does the announcing, started that, and I didn't think anything about it. Right?
I
He'd
love
be
it.
going, oh, that's good. So we found out that the other announcers that hear us announce on the, well, I think it's Home Team Network now, but anyway, so they started saying he hit that so hard it went to Fischetti Cove.
Oh, I love it.
And they'd be in Colorado. Right?
So I got some salads and some steak knives and stuff named after me. You have a cove
I could.
named after you.
I think. All right.
Wow.
He's
So
officially immortalized.
I'll tell you what. That's
I
incredible.
suppose anybody could go on that federal website
Yeah,
and at least try.
I think we need to do that.
Oh
Yeah.
my
Fischetti
gosh.
Cove, yes, we
Yeah,
need to do
yeah.
that. Because I've been trying to get the retention pond in Yuba City that's just behind my house, where all the street water goes when we get heavy rains. I've been trying to get it renamed Lake Cassidy. And by the way, no, you're not allowed to use jet skis on Lake Cassidy, just so you know. But yeah. It's dry 99.999% of the time.
Oh,
but
I know where that is. That's North Yuba
Correct.
City. Yeah.
right there.
That's
You're
it on-
retaining water.
it doesn't. It drains out, gets pumped back into the river. So it's 99.999% a dry lake. But I think Cassidy Lake is appropriate. I've been on the mayor about this, Mayor Boomgarden, for a number of years, and it just hasn't happened yet. Probably when I die, they'll name it. Yeah.
Have you been to Lake Los Angeles?
No.
Do you know the story of Lake Los Angeles?
No.
No, a huge lake built up in
Where
the,
is
in the
Lake
middle of
Los Angeles?
It is east of Palmdale, in the desert.
That's in nowhere.
I know, but there was a lake there. Community built up. There was,
Really?
Yeah, they dammed it. There is some water supply somewhere. The movie industry used it because every Western
Gilligan's Island,
you've
yeah.
ever seen
It's still there.
was.
Is it still
made
there, or is
around
it dried
Lake
up?
No, there's no lake anymore at Lake Los Angeles.
So what? They pumped it up, or
It's as dry as Lake Cassidy.
Karen Bass pushed it into her swimming pool, or
No. $11 a month was too much for the homeowners.
really?
Yeah,
Wow.
that's what it was going to cost.
I hate that stuff.
When the developer was done.
Got it.
Yeah.
I hate those homeowners associations. Okay, Hard Rock update real quick. Don't Stop Believing Journey Tribute on Saturday night. They are probably the best Journey tribute band in the country. Way to go, Randy Maddox out there getting them in here. Some good stuff this weekend out there at Hard Rock. All sorts of fun stuff. They got the Monopoly game going on. You can win some serious cash out there. Staying Alive's coming June 12th. Night Ranger June 20th. All sorts of fun stuff coming up. Stray Cats August 3rd, the Police Experience August 9th, other great events coming up. Earth, Wind, and Fire, of course, get your tickets now, the 15th and 16th, 2 nights at Hard Rock. That will be incredible, and stay tuned for some other announcements as time goes on. Go on their website, Hard Rock Live Sacramento.
So I have to say this. So Randy Maddox has been very gracious, and I've had him in a podcast on multiple occasions.
I know, yeah.
And we get a chance to talk about stuff. So he sent me an email and said, hey, this next time we meet, it's coming up on the 4th year anniversary, which would be June 4th, I think, for the Hard Rock. And I said, hey, Randy, let me come out there with a camera guy and let's shoot it out at the Hard Rock. And he said, yeah, he's totally in for it. So the next one we're going to get, you'll see Randy Maddox on his home turf, right, for what he does. Maybe I can get him to do a walkthrough as if we were going to play on the stage. And what do the artists feel when they go back there? We'll get him to do something. But Randy, always a pleasure. He does. He gets great groups out there.
Oh,
comedians, Mexican groups that are popular. I mean, he really works hard and gets stuff out there. He was able to get Lenoid and Friends. They normally play the Crest down in Sacramento. I think right. Somehow Randy got underneath that and got him up
He's
here.
The man.
And so, just very appreciative. So anyway, look forward to that. That's going to be on
world-class event at the number one ranked by many publications concert venue in the entire United States for indoor concert venues, less than 5,000 seats. It seats 3,000. Yeah,
before you go there,
yep.
I want to say, happy birthday to our great granddaughter.
I love it.
Lola, yeah.
How old?
2.
Wow.
Today, yeah.
Big 2-year-old. I love that.
Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
So happy birthday, Lola.
Good job, Lola. Way to go. And then, Bob, anything else you want to add?
Nope. I'm just thankful to be here.
And all Freebirds baseball all weekend, right?
Yep. It's going to be great. So they got 2 more with the Coast, and then they get the Missoula Paddleheads, and then they go back and have the Coast. More local games than normal. We usually only have 6, so it's going to be a little bit longer. I'm telling you guys, I don't care what they tell you the temperature is. It's been nice breeze out there, a lot of shade on the home team side. The visitor side, not as much shade.
A little tough. That's how it's supposed to be.
The Modesto Roadsters.
Yeah,
they replaced their Modesto Nuts that were closed down as a franchise. Interesting story there. So let's see. What was I going to say before I forgot? I think you have to go on the Yuba Sutter Stroll website or Sutter. What's David Reed's organization? So I get the name right.
Yuba Sutter Arts.
Arts. I think there's the first ever voice. They're going to do a voice contest. If you think you have a voice and you can sing a song, you get 3 minutes on stage at the Stroll. So go find that. You can check out Scott Anderson's.
Kurt, you going to do that?
Yes, I think he can do the bagpipes for 3 minutes.
No singing.
He can do that too. And again, Scott Anderson, I want to thank the editor of the Appeal Democrat for publicizing that and for everything that's going on at the paper. And the handoff from Chuck to Scott's been seamless, and really proud of what's going on. Chuck was able to keep the Appeal
I'd have
going.
gotten out of the way sooner.
You'd gotten out of the way.
Not really.
You got 2 great reporters cranking it up, and Scott, good job there with the Appeal Democrat, and Chuck's column every Saturday on the Weekender edition. Don't miss. Rough Notes and Casual Thoughts, the
radio version.
No, the written edition. This is the radio version, but that's okay. All good. And we're going to end today's show with a memory. I don't want to add a sad note, but tomorrow's the 50th anniversary of the bus crash for the Yuba City High School choral group that was going down for some competition or an event down in the Bay Area and on the Benicia Bridge. A tragic accident cost the lives of, I believe, 28 students
and one teacher.
And that was 50 years ago. Hard to believe that it's gone by that fast, but there are some memorials around town.
There's a memorial actually at Yuba City High in the Quad area that they're going to do at 11 that people can go to tomorrow as well.
Yep, so keep those families. There's still many family members, and Kurt was part of that graduating class. Fortunately, Kurt was not on the bus when that happened. Kurt boarded our Kurt Baird, our board operator. So keep those families and memories in your thoughts. And with that said, we wish you all the best. Have a great Memorial Day weekend, and get out for some Freebirds baseball all weekend long. It's going to be awesome. Game starts at 6:30. Is that right? They start at 6:30, not 7. Plenty of tickets available. Go to Freebirds. Freebirds.com, I believe, is the location. You can find them on the internet. Get your tickets. There's some great seats, great food, and great baseball. And keep all those veterans that passed that make our lives so much better and allow us to live in a free and prosperous United States of America. Keep them in your thoughts and prayers over the weekend as while you celebrate a wonderful Memorial Day weekend. Thank you for joining us. This has been John Cassidy, Chuck Smith, and Bob Fischetti, Kurt Baird on the board. Y'all have a great week.
Yeah.